Hi, Marlon.
Sorry for the inconvenience. I apologize in the name of Jan that apparently he has some troubles connecting. As far as he told me, he was connected and had to disconnect. Yeah, I will try to cover for him as good as I can. And more or less, as I do not have access to the slides, it's important.
Marlon, your sound is a bit low. Is there a way to?
Let me see if I can increase it.
We can. Okay, say something. Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Okay, it's okay. And well, let's go. I want to leave the floor to you. Do you want to share your screen?
I mean, I could share my screen, but it's. It would be just to show the wiki, as I do not have access to the slides, but I could show quick, and then I could talk about our use case.
Yeah.
I don't know how to show the screen though. Yeah.
In the bottom, in the middle, there or more or less.
Okay.
The screen icon. If you click that.
Okay, just give me a second. Okay. Good. This is my screen for now. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm a bit shy. I was not expected to do this, but
yeah, I understand.
So
my name, Marlon.
So my name is Marlon Cabrera. I don't know if someone is interested. I'm an applied mathematician. I come from Ecuador. And I've been involved with Jan lately, collaborating with his project, the ReplicationWiki. What is the ReplicationWiki? I think, as far as he told me, he has already been involved in the conference in previous years, so some of you already have some idea. But for those of you who don't know, it's basically it's based on the idea that replications are important, and perhaps sometimes they are not something that many research places are drawn to do, because, okay, some group did this. Is it worth an investment to try to replicate it? And in general, it's our idea that it is, because as our understanding size should be should be reproducible. So what is the idea behind ReplicationWiki? The idea is that there are many studies in social sciences and economics that have data, and if there is data, we want to check if someone has been able to reproduce the results from using the data. So we scrap through as much articles as possible and try to locate those who have the data and those who have been replicated, and build a database based on this information. So for more technical data, you will need to ask Jan, but the use case that we have been using lately is we have been trying to grow our data sources in general. As of now, what we have been doing is basically a user registers, and he has knowledge of some study that has been or has been replicated or has data, and he uses the database. For example, like this, you have certain information as regarding the article, the journal that has been published, and so on. And the most important, if it has data, if it's open access, and if it has someone has been able to replicate it. But so far, this takes effort in that someone has to do it. So we have been trying to basically automatize our process. So we have a way, or we're developing a way to basically scrap through different data sources and then collect this data in a certain format that we store in the database. And then we use the MediaWiki API to generate these pages automatically. And the way we are doing it is through the use of this package, MW client. that basically give us a nice, because we do our all scrapping of data and collecting of data by Python, and this allows us to interface directly with the MediaWiki API using our own scripts, and we have been able to start generating automated pages based on this new data that we have collected. At the beginning, we also found about PyWikiBot, and the reason that we decided for now to use this client and interface directly with the API is that for our use case, it was simple. As we don't have for example, a system that collects data automatically, it's running 24 hours, we basically run scripts that collect data from our data sources. So we have more or less planned time frame when we do collect a certain amount of data, and then we can also run a script using that is based on this MW client, and we selectively choose when to push data. It's unfortunate that Jan is not here to do a big explanation, but yeah, somehow this is our use case, and yeah, it's a pity that he cannot elaborate furthermore. As in general, I'm just he is the brains and has the ideas, and I'm just the one who codes and implements the APIs and libraries that we need. And our understanding is that we want to use this functionality involved from the MediaWiki that comes from the MediaWiki API to expand even more and generate more articles. And we look forward to implement some automatization in the future so that everything can be done automatically without we needing to run the scripts to collect data and then to generate the wiki pages based on this data. Yeah, this is the gist of our use case. And yeah, in any case, I apologize again for the problems that the technical problems that we had.
We can have some questions for Marlon.
Yes.
And the questions can come from here, the audience here, but also from the remote audience. Please
I will try to answer them as good as I can based on my knowledge. As you know,
can you tell a little bit more about the client? What are the issues that you want to solve with the client you showed?
The issues. So basically, our process was quite slow in general. In which sense is that we had a number of collaborators to add more articles to the wiki. You have to do it manually. So we have already a template and you can fill it, but this requires a user to do it manually. So we had a list of, I don't know, let's say we have found 100 new studies. And then this means that someone had to manually go one by one and add each of these studies with the data. And this is a time-consuming process. Like for a person to add these 100 studies could easily take 1 hour or 2 hours. So this is the case, and we consider was a limiting factor of why our website was not growing fast enough. Ideally, you want, because we consider this can be a powerful source of data for students and professors in general to see, hey, take a look at this study, because it has data available. You can try to replicate and see if you arrive at the same results. But this was a very time-consuming process. So this involved basically, now we are in, what is the word, developing stages, and we try to automate provide automatization for the process. So basically it was two parts on this initial development. One was how to collect the data, and for this we started implementing, also using Python, many ways to collect data from different open data sources. So we had to implement this. And the second part is, okay, we have collected a lot of data that we have in a certain format in a database. But what good does it make that you can say, okay, now I have I don't know, 3,000 new studies that comply with the requirements I need for the wiki, if then you need to manually input one of each. So this came the second phase, and this is the way we started, okay, interfaces with the API. Why we selected Python? Because we had already implemented everything in Python, and then it made sense to just continue. And this with this client, I mean, if you put yourself in our shoes, okay, we're not web developers, so we didn't know how to interface directly with the API. But with this way, we say, okay, let's try to create a website. Okay, let's try to add data to the website. Let's try, and then so forth, we will build in the functions that we needed. And the last test was, okay, we have collected this amount of data. Now let's try to generate wiki pages based on all this data, and then we have to check if they are correct. And after the initial stage, we reach a point where we can say, okay, we have a two-step process: collect the data, and we have the pages generated automatically. So this somehow work. The inconvenience is that, for now we have it in such a way that you need to have your PC, run the script, collect the data, save it to our databases, and then, okay, run the script to collect the data from the databases, convert it to a format that convert it to our, so it can be transposed in the template for our wiki, and then upload it. And this somehow is working for now because we don't have huge amounts of data, but ideally we, at a certain point in the future, would like to create a process that does everything for us. The main issue is that for each data sources, we have to create a different way to collect the data. So of course, it varies from place to place. If you have a journal that is different from another journal and so on, you have to basically personalize it for each case. But once you have the data in the same format, then this interface, the MVO client to the MediaWiki API, then allows you to collect all this. You don't care where it comes from. You just generate pages. So this is a two-stage process. And then we want to, in the future, just do it automatically, or at least we hope so, so that we don't need to worry about it, and it will just collect data and publish it automatically for us. But more or less, this is the gist of our current plan.
Thank you, Marlon. Thank you, Marlon. I think, or do we have another question, Bernard? No. Thank you, Marlon.
Thank you, and again,
for saving us. Yeah, and I think we are going to ask Jan to make a nice video, and then you are going to be both on YouTube. So I think that's a way to get more out of less. How's that?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right.